You have really heavy periods, get really bad cramping, like you cannot get out of bed, please go to the doctor. No one ever told me about women's health. I was kind of just told, oh, one day you're gonna bleed and that's it. I was so scared because I was a child and that sounds scary. And when I did get my first period, it wasn't painful, but it was still freaky, and everyone kind of celebrated and was like, oh, you're a woman, and that was that, like, here's a pad. One day when I was about 14 or 15, I had really bad cramps and ended up having to go back home, and this was my first time I ever experienced cramps before, so I didn't even know what was happening. And by the time I turned 17, I pretty much had bad cramps every single time I was on my period, and they kind of just gradually got worse. Now, I never went on birth control, but I knew that option was there for me. But the thought of taking something that alters your hormones scares me to this day. It got to the point where every single time I would have my period or I knew my period was coming, I would just be genuinely so scared and would just have a bunch of ibuprofen ready and know that I would probably be staying home that day. Now, things got really weird when I started just to be bloated all of the time. This is my blush. Somebody asked about it yesterday. It's Happy by Rare Beauty. But things got really weird when I started to be bloated pretty much every single day, and you would see like a little pooch, but I was like, oh, that's probably just my uterus. When I did finally go see a doctor, they found two tennis ball sized masses in my ovaries, or by my ovaries, and another one, a cyst, and these masses had like skin and hair and things like that. And unbeknownst to me, this is actually something that is very common, the cysts in women. I had these removed last week because I could have died if they had stayed in my body. This entire experience has made me realize how little we talk about women's health until like it's affecting us. So I really wanted to share my experience about the surgery, my symptoms, to anyone who literally just has painful periods.